eggplant patties. You want an eggplant that's very firm and super heavy, okay? That means it's nice and fresh and dense, and you'll get a lot of meat out of it. And then I took a small knife, the tip of a knife, and I just make a few holes on the top side, throw it on the tray, and roast it until it's really soft. These took about 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And then once they cool, look what I'm doing. I literally give it a massage and try and squish it while it's still in its own skin. Weird, right? But I do it every time. Then we cut the top off, right? Just the stem end, and start trimming away the skin. A little bit of skin is delicious in the dish, so don't be too fussy about this, all right? A little bit of that charred skin is awesome. And in the summer, I throw these right onto the open fire or onto John's grill if he's grilling outside. And see how easily all of that meat just pulls away and you just scrape it down. I have a little bit of onion and garlic cooking out in olive oil for simple tomato sauce. Add a little tomato paste. I'm just gonna squish in a squirt, big fat squirt. 28-ounce can of tomato. Bloop. If they're whole tomatoes, you have to hand crush them or break them up with your paddle. And then we just let this cook out like 15, 20 minutes, not a big deal. So once we get the pulp, all that meat, the flesh of the eggplant out, I run my knife through it, grab a bench scrape, get it into a bowl, and mash it with a fork. We need about a cup of breadcrumb. We need about 1/2 to 2/3 of a cup of grated Parm or pecorino, your choice. We need a little bit of crushed red pepper, and we need a small handful of some chopped parsley. I'm gonna season the eggplant itself, because this is naked, okay, with a little salt and pepper. Here I took the mash of the 2 eggplants and added it to some grated garlic, the chopped parsley that I showed you guys, the toasted breadcrumb, and some Parm or pecorino cheese, your choice, okay? And I added 1 egg just as a binder to kind of make everything stick. So our sauce is pretty much done, so I'm gonna turn this guy way, way down to just warm, and I'm gonna throw in some basil. I have a cooling rack, like a rack for our patties, and a draining system for them. So a little bit of paper toweling underneath. We're gonna drain them, slide them off the rack onto a little heat-safe tray, and if you want, you can melt some mozzarella cheese on top. And this is safflower oil, innocuous oil, over medium to medium-high heat, about a 1/2 inch, okay? We want a small tray with a little bit of AP flour, just plain AP flour, okay? And we want to set ourselves up to kind of go in a little bit of an assembly line here, all right? So what we're going to do is take a few at a time, never put one thing in the pan and then another thing in the pan and then another thing in the pan, right? We want to put in like shapes and sizes and a good amount, a batch of patties at a time. 2 to 3 inches is what you're going for here. And we want these to be nice and golden brown on each side. And then we top them and sit them and top them in sauce. We gently turn and knock off the excess flour. Then we gently slide them in. You can also use a spider to do this if you're scared of the oil spattering on you. But just pop them in. Let them go a few minutes on each side. So here are our perfect little eggplant cakes. You can also add, of course, mozzarella over the top, so that really does look and taste like eggplant parm. Yes, the phone is ringing. We'll get it later. It's probably not even a real call.